Hey learners, welcome to our today's lesson. My name is Teacher Jonathan and this is EasyElimu Learning Simplified. To start off is a question: how can you represent data? How can you represent data? For more on this, join me in grade 4 mathematics on data handling as we interpret tables. And in our previous lesson, we can remind ourselves we learned on how to represent data using tally marks and tables, and we made or came up with a frequency table. We said our frequency table involves or includes the tally marks column and the frequency column. That is a frequency table. Now, can we try first and analyze a frequency table? Can we come up with a frequency table? Remember, when we were collecting data for the first time, we collected the data of the games that we like most. So can we start from there? The games that we like, and the games that we like, we had the following categories. We had the football, we had netball, we had handball, and volleyball. These are the 4 games. Now, the number of learners who play these games, who like these games, were, remember, the data first should be analyzed, organized well. So can you organize the data? The tally mark or the number of learners who like football were 4, who like netball were 6, who like handball were 7, and who like volleyball were 9. So we have to represent them in a tally mark. So the tally mark for the first one will be 4. We said they are strokes, vertical strokes. For the next one will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 cuts across, and then the 6th one, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, this table, we have called it a frequency table. Why do we call it a frequency table? The columns, they bear both the rows, they bear both the tally mark and the frequency. Remember, this is a frequency column, this is a tally column. So every row, each row has both the tally mark and the frequency, so we call it a frequency table. Now, from this report or information, now how do we interpret it? Now, in our groups, can we help ourselves to interpret this? Can we discuss on how we interpret this information? And this is what is interpretation. What is interpretation? Is getting information from this table. Getting information from the table is what we call interpretation. Interpretation is getting data from the table. Interpretation, let me close this first. Interpretation is getting data from the table, from a given table. When you try to get data from a given table, you are doing interpretation. When you are trying to get data from a given table, you are doing interpretation. So simply, interpretation is getting that data. Now, can we try to get data from this table? Can we try to get data from this table? And the data will interpret it in the following questions. The game with the highest number of pupils is, that is 1. Question, the number, the game with highest number highest number of learners is, we are trying now to get information. Number 2, we shall answer as you discuss, as I write the question, the game with the lowest number of learners. The game with the lowest number of learners. Number of learners is which game? We are leaving blanks. We shall answer those. Third question, how many pupils play football? How many pupils or how many learners play football? Play football. How many play football? These are some of the questions which we can get from this frequency table. So, learners in our groups. The game with the highest number of learners is which one? So, we come here to this frequency column. The column with the highest frequency is the game that is most liked. So, we have 9, the frequency 9. So, the game is called volleyball. So, in this column or in the first one, we fill volleyball. This is the game with highest number of learners. The game with the lowest number of learners is, we look at the first one, 4. This is the lowest frequency. So this is football. So in this category, we had football. This is the game with the lowest number of learners. Number 3, how many learners play football? Now we come here. How many learners play football? You can either use the tally, there are 4, but for the frequency column, we have 4. So on this side, you input 4. You are trying to answer questions from the table. So you are interpreting the table. You are interpreting the table. Now learners, this is how we interpret our table. This is how we interpret our table. Now, a task for today. Do you remember when we were recording the color of vehicles in our previous lessons? The color of vehicles passing by our school? Now, use the same information. And come up with 3 questions. The first question will be the color of vehicles, or the color of vehicles with the highest number. The color of vehicles with the highest number. Was it color white? Was it color blue? Was it color red? Or color silver? So you put there. The second one, the color of vehicles with the lowest number of vehicles. Which color had the lowest number of vehicles? Was it white, blue, red, or silver? And then the last question you'll answer from in that category is, how many vehicles were of color blue? How many vehicles were of color blue? Learners, you can do more practice on this. Try to come up with that frequency tables at home, and you can use the kitchen utensils or the furniture you have in your house, or the type of cloth. How many blouses are of color white? How many trousers of color blue or color red, of different colors that you have in your wardrobe? Then try to organize them, interpret them using the tally marks and the frequency, and then now interpret from what you've already recorded. Let us meet again in the next lesson.